Lisa Wright. We're going to talk about group juice and strategy today. For anybody who's, let's say, in your 50s, maybe in your 40s, maybe in your 50s, and you're looking to create content, not exactly sure where to start, I want to let you know that I'm here to help you along the way. I have been creating content on social media now for about 4 years. I started when I was 55. I'm now 60 years old. And I want to tell you, it's one of the best decisions I ever made. My life has changed and I've never looked back. And I regret not starting earlier, but you know what? No regrets. I'm here now and I love what I do. And I'm here for Q&A. If you guys have any questions about what life is like starting at 55, being a content creator and what that does to your life, but also how to get started, I'm here to just share with you. Hi, Mary Chu, welcome. I was over at the other platform for a little while and I decided to come on over here. Welcome to my live. I'm having tea. You're having coffee. Welcome. I'm here now. So we're going to do a Q&A. We're going to talk about what it takes to create content. And, if you're 55 and over, I started when I was 55, to be honest with you. But I've always been and loved social media, especially here on YouTube. It always been a thing for me. I've been watching it, I think, since 2012, maybe even earlier. And I didn't start posting on the platform. I think I was like 2019 or 2020, one of my first videos. And it was very difficult for me when I first did. And I lacked focus and I lacked consistency. And it wasn't until I started meeting the right people who helped me along the way, other content creators my age, that I started to really get focused and stay on track and create systems. Systems just kind of came naturally for me when I got started. One of the focuses, one of the things that I really embraced when I got started was coaching. And I started real, solid, reliable, foolproof coaching when I joined a group called Group Juice. And that's what I'm promoting with you guys today. No gurus, nothing of that nature where big income claims are going to be made. It's people who really, Spider-Man, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the $10. And I know you're just giving me a hard time, but it's a polite thing to say. All right. It's a polite thing to say thank you because the gesture is what matters. Okay. So, dang it. So my thing was just staying consistent. And, I got a mosquito in here. Woo. I would give it to you, sweetheart. I'd appreciate it. No worries. I struggled with just being consistent. And had I not focused and just decided to take massive imperfect action earlier on, I probably would have had a lot more going on. But I didn't do that. I thought too much into it. And I really jeopardized my growth by doing that. And one day I just said, you know what? God damn it. I just need to start creating content. No, Spider-Man, we don't do things like that here. Here, I'm going to give you a little bit of a break. Okay. Let's remove. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you being here, but that's not good. We're going to hide you on this channel. Okay. Uh-oh. C. Hykov says tanks. There you go. Spider-Man gave him a little timeout. Okay. He tried doing that the last time. And we're just going to have to do a little timeout. If you guys have any questions, Mrs. Larson, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you guys have any questions about how I got started at age 55 creating content and how it changed my life, and if it's something that you want to do, I want to just share with you my personal experience and my personal knowledge that I've had over the past 5 years and what it really means to me. It's not grandiose. I'm not a guru. I'm just a content creator who came here 5 years ago at 55, who is now just turned 60. And, I have my struggles, but I also still show up regardless. How did you get people to start watching you? That's a good question. I started on TikTok. I started on TikTok. I started creating short form content over on TikTok with the help of coaching. And every single day, I was told to show up every day and create content. Number one, you want to open up with a hook. They showed me how to open up with a hook, and then show up with a story. And it's usually like a hero's journey, and then a call to action. And the call to action is follow for more, like, comment, subscribe. Ask for the like. And you do this when you are just starting out, okay? And that way you grow your channel. Now, when you make a commitment to people and you say follow for more, that means you are going to show up and provide more value. And the next day, you want to put out another piece of content. And the day after, and the day after, and the day after. All right? And don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't set high expectations. Manage your expectations. Stay consistent. Show up every day. And you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be available. And you always want to think about bringing value. When I first started by promoting a product. It was really easy for me. It was like the simplest thing. It was cringy and I didn't do great, but I still did it. And then at about the third month, asking people to follow and subscribe, I grew my channel. In about 3 months, I grew my channel to about 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers, which gave me a boost of confidence. And then throughout that entire year, I showed up every day, and I asked people to follow. And by the end of the year, I had reached 10,000, which was a little goal for me before the end of the year. And that's something that I accomplished. Thank you very much for the heart. Appreciate it. When you're over on TikTok, a lot of people blow up and can grow more consistently, but all I'm saying is that it gives you a boost of confidence. So if you're here on YouTube, do shorts. Think about creating shorts. It's a great way to learn how to edit video, how to show up on camera every single day, and post a piece of content. That's what I did. I started off by 15 seconds, then I went on to a full minute, and then at about a year later, a year and a half, I was creating longer form content. And that is how I was able to get settled and consistent and growing an audience. What are you trying? Relaxing music. What are you trying to say? Ask me a little bit more of a detailed question and I will be happy to ask. Why don't you do your own tricks so people actually listen to you? What is it that you're talking about, Lachlan Connor? I appreciate you. If you're trolling me, that's fine too. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. And what you're trying to say, yeah, ask a more specific question and I'll be more than happy to help you. Because somebody asked me how I got started. Okay? And that's how I'm just here to hang out. It's a Q&A. My sister, 3 years old. Okay. Matt Kadime, I appreciate you being here. And Matt Kadim, I'm sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, there's very little we can do on our end, but I'm so sorry that that has happened. And so our prayers go out to you and your family. So love you, appreciate you. And thank you very much for the hearts and the gifts. I appreciate you guys. Hot dog, a sandwich that... Hot dog, a sandwich. Okay. Fitz TV 3323. Hi, welcome. Yeah, ask any questions. If it's within my ranks, I'll be able to answer. If it isn't something that I'm not knowledgeable, I'll let you know. How about that? Okay. But I'm here to hang out and do some Q&A. So that's how I got started. I got started creating short form time. Good evening from Idaho. Hi, Joel. Welcome. Appreciate you being here, Joel Hall. And for anybody out there who's wondering if it's too late for them, don't ever think like that. It's not too late to start creating content if you're older, if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. I did it at age 55. And I wish I had done it sooner. But it didn't happen that way, and I'm so grateful for being here today and sharing this moment with you. Afternoon. Hi, Louise Baker. Welcome. Appreciate you. Miss Larson sent Laughing Disco. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And yeah, just hanging out. I never ever thought I would even go live. I used to be so afraid of going live, especially by yourself. Going live by yourself is not an easy task because a couple of things is you don't know what you're going to talk about. What is your stream about? And are you taking any, and I'll take questions. Absolutely. The stream is about, it's never too late to get started on YouTube or on social media. And if you feel like it's too late, don't think that way. I'm here to help and answer questions. I am not a YouTube guru. I am not a social media guru. I'm just an average lady who got started on social media 5 years ago. And I did struggle, and I know a lot of people do struggle as well with consistency. And it's something that if you're struggling with, ask me questions. I'm here to help. And I'm here just to share my experience. One of the best things that I ever did was every single week, I'm going to share something with you. What state are you living in? I am in wonderful California. It is almost 5 o'clock here in California. And South PA, South, let me know where you're from, South PA, okay? Are you from, here's the kicker. Are you South, is that your place? Are you South Pennsylvania? Or are you South Pasadena? That's a good question for you. Southpaw? Okay. Appreciate that. I know what a Southpaw is. Suzanne 46 is asking a question. Thank you for the likes. We're just talking, and thank you very much, Miss C, very much. Southpaw says Texas. Okay. Well, welcome from Texas. Appreciate you being here. My stream is about anybody who is looking to get started on social media, not exactly sure how to start. Maybe you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s and you think it's too late. It's not. I started at 55. I am now 60, and it's something that I love and I wish I had done earlier, but I did it. So I'm very grateful. Okay. Yes, you know what? This is about 2 years ago, I got my first cat. And I've never had cats before. I'm a dog lover. And I grew up always having a dog around. And I got my first cat. And I was kind of like not very comfortable with it. Hey, Alabama in the house, welcome. And lo and behold, I love having a little cat. I love her. She's a good little kitty and she's a sweetheart. The hair on my leg in the pool. Okay. Nickenberger 2131. Nickenberger's trolling me today. So Shannon says Jesus loves you. Agree. And Thomas says bra. If you're referring to our friend from Texas, Nickenberger, don't worry about him. He's just trolling. I'm getting so confused about the Charlie Brown's Railroad. Yeah, I'm confused too. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. You get confused about Charlie Brown's Railroad. Okay, we're going to leave that because I'm not exactly sure to answer that. Like I said, if I can't answer your question, I'm going to tell you I can't answer your question. All right? I know you guys love the troll. But you know what? Somebody's going to get some value tonight regardless. Because we're going to have fun here. Thomas is here. Hi, Thomas. So if you guys are ever, he says, Southpaw is a play on me being in the South and my grandpa and I'm left-handed. My handle used to be Southpaw, which was a play on being from the South and the fact that I train dogs for search and rescue. Congratulations. I think that's wonderful. Are you Christian? Yes, I am Christian. My whole life, yes, without question. Feel free to ask me anything else. Are you Christian, Thomas? Thank you, Roadside. Thank you, Road to Saul 5363. And Thomas says, or Catholic. Catholic is Christian. Suzanne 46 Smith says, me too. Road to Soul sent 100. Thank you. Thomas 065, I'm Catholic. I was raised Catholic. Baptized in the Catholic Church, Roman Catholic Church. My parents are Roman Catholic. But of course, my mom's 90. She's going to be 92 this year. So, Mr. Troll. Thank you, Mr. Troll. Welcome. Trolls don't bother me. Hi, Road Stroll says, God bless. Thomas says there is a difference. Chimkin145 says that Catholic is not Christian. You're free to make that decision on your own. I respect that. Suzanne46 says, me too for Christian. Not a problem. That's your opinion. I appreciate that. Chinkin1456, there's a slight difference though. Both worship the same idea of God. There's only one God, and being Christian, we all know what that is. Thomas 06545 says yes, and I see Fox High says 3. Hi 3. Oh, I think that's a smiley face. Southpaw, my grandma will be 100 this coming year if she makes it. Congratulations, Grandma. Appreciate it. You know, I wear trifocals and I put my head up, so I'm just going to go ahead and lift the screen up a little bit. Suzanne 46 Smith, and then I'm also going to raise it as well. Okay. What's your opinion on furries? Also, is a sin to be gay? No. Have a good night, but don't let the religious leaders separate you from others. Never. People really love to talk about religion. People like to share their opinion. It's a very controversial issue. And, you know, if you're in a place where you're very comfortable in your beliefs, but you're also very comfortable with having dialogue and conversation and not afraid to open up about things like that, then, you know, you should never really think that it's a no-go zone. Okay. Emperor Bob's here. Can you put the cat on the camera? No, I don't have her here with me. I'm so sorry. But I do share her in my short video on another platform. Suzanne 46 and Mr. Troll said 100. Thank you. Appreciate you. Suzanne 46 says, well done equals for the lion. You guys are very creative in your comments. Thomas 065 says, no, I don't know what that's in reference to, but feel your response is welcomed. Mr. Troll said, okay, not a problem, Mr. Troll. Mr. Troll's having a good time. And then Thomas 06R5V says about the kitties. You want to know more about the little kitties? I did a post earlier this week. I'm doing socks with sandals. Add a Q&A sticker. Socks with sandals. You know, I live in California. I do not wear sandals. I grew up with a lot of kids who wore flip-flops. I live in Southern California. And I just never really was a flip-flop kind of a person. So I always wore shoes. But let me ask you guys a question. Do you wear your shoes in the house? Or do you take your shoes off before you go in the house? I take my shoes off before I go in the house. What's the stream about? It is a Q&A. The real stream is about, if you have any questions about how to get started, or if you want to get started creating content, and maybe you're in your 40s, your 50s, or your 60s, you're not exactly sure where to start, ask me about my journey. I had my struggles. I'm not a guru, but I'm just like a real life person who got started creating content. And I want to share my experience with you and how things happened and why it happened and what's happening to my life right now. Mr. Troll is still here. He loves having a comment. Who keeps copying me on the main emoji? I have no idea. Your cat weighs 50 pounds. That's a very heavy cat. Free Philistine. Okay. Hi, you're so sweet. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for the gifts. And yeah, we're just hanging out. But I'm just going to keep going and discussing about it. We had debating. I like your hair. Thank you. Hi, Grandma. Hi, Jade. I'm not a grandma, but I am an auntie. All right. I am an auntie. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep going. So one of my first struggles when I started creating content was consistency. I was really struggling hard. I showed up and I did a long form piece of content here on this channel, and it was an unboxing. And I had no script. I had no idea what I was doing. I had my phone and I filmed it on my phone. And it was imperfect. I don't think I did a lot of editing to the video, and I posted it. And I got so afraid that I took a long time before I created my next piece of content. Do you deep in the Bible? Do you read it daily? Or would you say you're more of a churchgoer with little to do with studying on your own? Oh, that's a good question. My husband is more of a church reader, Bible reader than I am. And I kind of just live on faith and kind of always try to do the right thing. I don't have mean intentions. I don't lie. That's been kind of a big detriment for me. And it was something I think I was raised with, I do feel guilty, and I do try to stay and always do the right thing. And I believe that family members who have passed, friends and family have passed, have gone to, I believe that there's a place and that I will see them when I cross over. Bye. See you next time, Suzanne. Appreciate you here. Thank you very much for visiting. We'll be back again. And that's my belief. So Mr. Troll is so sweet, even though I know you like trolling me, but I appreciate you being here. And that's my belief. And let me know what your belief is too. There's nothing wrong with talking about it. Okay. So I didn't post a video for a long time after. And then I knew I really needed to do something. And so I started taking these little courses. And so a lot of my friends says, don't do them. Don't do them. They're scams. You're going to get scammed, blah, blah, blah. And don't buy into these courses. These people are just trying to take your money. And guess what? I started taking these little courses. And with each course, I learned a little bit something new. I learned what SEO was. I started learning other platforms I learned how to edit video by taking these little courses. And yeah, I kind of got caught up in one particular course, and they convinced me, this is the thing, they convinced me to buy their course. And they said, oh, you're going to monetize your channel, right? But the course was $2,500. And I said, thank you very much for the likes. And lo and behold, hey, I got to scroll down. Guys, thank you very much for the like. See you all people next week, next live stream. Appreciate it. My cat loves Thomas. I appreciate your cat. Your cat does not weigh 500 pounds. I'm out of Jen. Okay, thank you, Mr. Troll. No problem. Just hang out. Just be here. Okay? Just be. Camille. Hi, Camille. Welcome. Lord ET Official. Hello. Welcome. Thank you. And so I ended up paying $2,500. Now, I want to tell you something. The $2,500 was a course that was for beginners. And it truly was for beginners. And I learned something really valuable in the course, that when you buy a beginner course, that's all you're going to get. I wanted to give you forewarning. 6, 7, there you have it. I want to give you that forewarning. If you ever buy a course and it says it's for beginners, you're going to get a beginner course. When you finish that and you want to move on and you want to become more of an intermediate, they're going to ask you to pay. And what happened is that they wanted me to pay. And I was like, no, I'm not paying anymore. I got this course. And one of the things that I do is I make sure that any family members who want to be exposed to the course, who want to learn the course, I share it with them. Okay, so that I know. Mr. Troll's back. Hey, welcome back. It's a dumb brain rot to me. 6, 7. Yeah, it's just a trend. Suzanne, it's just a trend. The kids are having fun with it. Let them have fun with it. We did our trends too. So let them have their trends. Your phone died. Well, I'm so sorry. Thomas says run, and Thomas says 6, 7. 6, 7. Yeah, are you retired, semi-retired? Thank you for asking me. Southpaw, if so, what kind of career do you have? Well, I used to be, since I live in Southern California, I used to be in the import-export industry. I was a commodities trader. Not a trader, but I traded and imported, exported commodities for agricultural products around the world. And I did that for 30 years. And then I got semi-retired. I quit my 9 to 5. So I'm semi-retired because I really wanted to pursue content, creating content. And I knew that that my job was just killing me. So I decided that I was just going to quit one day, and I walked away. And I'm semi-retired. I work at a Target store part-time that pays the bills. And then I create content the rest of the time. And I'm a little bit overwhelmed with creating content this week because of the holidays. And it kind of like jolted me. So I have all these videos that I need to edit, and I need to get them up. But one of the things that really helped me stay active online is simply going live. And I really, really have this great desire to stay connected to an audience, grow a community, and be here live. So if not, what kind of career do you have? I just answered that. Can you cut an old school pro wrestling promo? Can I cut? You mean edit or film? I'm going to say no. I would not know how to do that. Hang on a second. I got more people. Is my cat overweight? Your cat does not weigh 500 pounds. Mr. Troll says he lives in Alabama. I've been to Alabama. Lardy Official. Daniel says, shut up, kitty, and meow for the baby daddy. Okay. Cool career. Thank you very much. The house has 2 windows that are open for okay. See, Daniel likes to troll as well. We have a lot of trolls tonight. I guess Saturday night is troll night. So yeah, so just I'm just going to continue to talk, and then if anybody's interested, we all have bugs in our living room, and I get mosquitoes all the time. So anyway, so what happens when you buy a beginner's course, you get a beginner level course, and that's all you get. And I knew then that I wasn't ever going to buy any more courses. And so what I ended up investing in, I just want to tell you, if you guys ever need to get started and not sure, invest in coaching. It was one of the best things I did. So definitely think about investing in coaching. And I have a link in my I have a link in my bio, so you guys can always check that out. But yeah, I do coaching, and that has helped me a lot. I receive coaching. I'm not a coach, and I'm not a guru. I'm just somebody who stays consistent. Someone's saying to Brosquito, shut up, Brosquito. I love you. You're so okay. Let's just keep going here. This is like troll night, and I love it. I'm having a good time. But yeah, that's what I'm here to talk about. If you guys have questions about creating content, if you guys have questions about going live, if you guys have questions about doing anything of this nature, let me know. And we can continue to have a conversation and just hang out and be with. Okay? And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep talking. Okay, so I have, that helps me stay on track. I know you guys probably think this is crazy, but I have a outline. My son does YouTube concepts for his company. He has recordings and editing. He also does the advertising for his company as well. I think that's great. And he's on our search team and does our mapping and also FB page. That's awesome, Southpaw. See, I love the young kids, the young people. They know exactly what to do. You say your cat really does? Okay. Thank you very much for the hearts. I appreciate it. So I'm going to talk about how everything seemed to change for me when I bought coaching, and how I think that everything can change for you if you do the same. Okay. One of the things that stopped for me in getting, hey, Thomas, yes, I acknowledge that your cat weighs 500 pounds. Thomas, stop spamming. Thomas, I'm going to give you a little bit of a timeout, Thomas. Put user in a timeout. There you go. Let's give you 30 minutes, okay? Thomas has a little bit of timeout, okay? Yeah, so basically, that stopped my shiny object syndrome. You know, I wanted to learn more and learn more. You know, if you've ever been on YouTube, you know that there's a lot of people out there. Okay, Joey. Joe Ellie Fish. Okay. You're a funny person too. Let's give you a little bit of a timeout as well. It's all good, guys. It's not that big a deal. So yeah, if you're a person like me, and where was I? You guys are trolling me. You're doing a good job too. Okay. How do you put people in timeout? You click on their profile on the screen, and a pop-up comes up. And when the pop-up comes up, it gives you can click timeout. Hi, Good Time 711. Hello, welcome. You give them a timeout, and you click on there, and then it asks you how long you would like to give them a timeout. So I give about 30 minutes. What's the stream about? Well, it's Q&A. I started off talking about how I got started creating content 5 years ago at age 55 and how I never looked back. And for anybody out there, because I have a lot of friends of mine saying, hey, you know, I want to get started. I'm not exactly sure where to start. And I'm here tonight to talk about how to get started, what it takes. I want you to know I'm not a guru. I'm not a coach, but I want you to know that I've been consistent and how my journey started. And it's something I want to share with you guys. If anybody's ever, Southpaw says, my dude doesn't weigh, more like 95, is a shepherd, 2 black labs. My son has a golden retriever. My dog fights my wife's son, 5 live people. You're so funny. And you're probably telling me the truth, but okay. Trey's Gaming 5 Animate says okay. Southpaw says dog. And we're just going to keep going. And so, yeah, if you guys have any questions, ever want to get started, I know there's a lot of people on the social media trying to get everybody started and talking about do it. And you know what? They are 100% right. You need to get started. How old are you? I'm just turned 60 years old. I was born 1965, year of the Mustang. Lordy to official one. And let me know how old you are. Mr. Troll says, me new. Suzanne says, okay, back again. I didn't know. Southpaw, sometimes to get started is just to do it. Like the Nike slogan. Yeah, just do it. Take massive imperfect action and just do it. Like the wall panels behind you, are they wood? They are little distressed panels. Very thin, kind of like flooring, but even thinner than that. And it's just an accent wall. And thank you very much. I appreciate that, letting me know that you like it in the back. And I'm really happy that I did it, by the way. And we bought them online, and they come in these slats, and then you just put them up with little pin nails, and it makes like a real nice distressed wall. The wall is slanted though, so I wasn't able to get that corner right there, if you see it. And I couldn't finish the bottom, like this much of the bottom. But I figured I'll just put like, this room's not finished, by the way. Could you shout out my friend Nick here? The month he has, I'm so sorry could you shout out my friend Nick, her? Oh, Nick, I just want to let you guys know that if this is Curious Kason, sending prayers to our friend Nick. Can you shout me out, Tiffany? Tiffany, hey, Tiffany, how are you? What I did my first stream on my other account, I really got shy too fast when people came in. And I was, oh no. And then I ended the stream. Yes. I want to share something with you. Going by yourself on a live stream is not an easy thing to do. I used to dread going live. As a matter of fact, I rarely ever did it. But so my first year, I just wanted to create content and be consistent. So I did that. I focused on that one thing for a year. I didn't care about growth. All I cared about was, can I do this? I started off with 15-second videos, text on screen, and I would point to things and I would say, follow for more, like that. And then like, comment, follow for more. And I did that. And I did that for like a year, but you could see that I was growing. I was so afraid to go live. It was cringe. I was just like, I don't think I can do this. And then my second year, I continued to do the same thing, but I graduated over and crossed over to YouTube. All I wanted to do in my second year was get the channels monetized, which I did. And then my third year, 2021 I started, so 21, 22, 23, 24, 20. My third year, I wanted to do long form content. And I made a commitment this year in 2025 that I was going to show up live. I would start doing live streaming. Oh, you have no idea. I was so nervous. And I knew it was going to be terrible at it. You're always terrible when you start out. Let's just admit it. But I did it anyway. And over on another platform called, I don't know if you know the place called, it's called TikTok. I finished 70 live streams this year, which was a big thing for me. Think about it. 70. That's showing up more than once a week. And I've done so many live streams here on YouTube. I love live streaming here on YouTube, by the way. You guys are great. Even the trolls. You engage, you ask questions, you leave comments, and you're very, very generous in promoting. Could you shout out my friend? Yes, I already did that, hun. I didn't see that until you pointed it out. That's okay. Harry Scott says, hey, Harry Scott. Southpaw again, I'm considering live streaming, but I would be trading futures and or my dog while I'm at work. Okay. Tiffany Eaton says, thanks for the shout out. And yes, you agree. And Long Walk I9X says, you're beautiful. You should be live. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Lordy Official, I used to watch Peppa Pig as a kid. I didn't watch Peppa Pig as a kid. I wasn't really into that. Mr. Troll says hi. Wyatt South Phone Player says, hi, Mrs. Lisa. I'm new here. Welcome to the live. I appreciate you being here. We're just doing a Q&A today. If you must know, the Q&A for today, we're going all over the place, okay? But the Q&A started off as, if you are in your 40s, 50s, and 60s and want to get started, ask me questions how I got started creating content. And I started at 55. I've just turned 60. I love it. Never turn back. And I would love for everybody else just to get started. And some of the things I do to keep me on track. So that's what I'm sharing with you today. I shared first that I did short form content. That was my first thing. Focused only on that for 1 year. And then I continued to focus on that my second year. But then I added a second platform. And then I added YouTube to my platform, Shorts as well, with then, it's funny, then I increased my content to 3 minutes, and I was able to then get used to creating what's called, longer form content. But yeah, that's what I did. And I just took massive imperfect action. I did cooking videos. I did vlogs. I did all kinds of things because I just wanted to do it. Oh, Mr. Troll, thank you very much for the $5. That is awesome. Thank you very much. I love that. I appreciate you being here. And then I just kept going. Thank you, Mr. Troll. Appreciate it. And then Fred Glenn Sanford, I've been creating content for years. Perhaps you've seen my highly rated Emmy-winning sitcom show. Don't know what that is. Have you ever used a green screen? I did on the other platform. Yes. Do you use circle lighting? Lots of YouTubers use. If you mean circle lighting, are you talking about a ring light? Because if so, I don't use a ring light anymore. But I have used this green screen. NP, Mr. Troll says, I don't know what that means, but that's okay. Suzanne 46 Miss asks you questions. Welcome. We're just talking about, it's a Q&A. We're talking about being in midlife and being content creators. Fred Glenn Sanford and Son was my show. I love that show. As a matter of fact, every now and then, I love the tune to that show, and it is great. And you can hear me every now and then. Well, you can't hear me, but I do sing that little tune to myself. It keeps me in a really good mood. Southpaw says yes. Why did you stop using those things like ring lights? Because I graduated up to this. Let me show you. Over the years, I just made little tiny investments. I graduated up to a softbox and to this here. So I stopped using the ring lights because I have glasses. I wear glasses. I've worn glasses my whole life. And no problem is what it is what it means. And I just started using other stuff. Oh, hi, PTN Moles. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. It's hard to do taxes with YouTube. No, once you get monetized, you're required to fill out, I think it's a 1099. They make you fill out a form. You can't really get monetized without it. And at the first of the year, all you have to do is print your earnings and you give them to, you just declare them. Mr. Troll says, my fish is, you love talking about your fish, Mr. Troll. Peyton Samuels is here. Hey, welcome. You graduated in 2012. I know you are a youngin'. Thanks for being here, Peyton. I appreciate you. Fish Sticks by 4060 says, Lisa, you need to start practicing lucid dreaming. Well, I'm going to share something with you. I brush without a fluoride. I brush with a toothpaste that doesn't have any fluoride in it. And I have lucid dreaming because, it clears out your pineal gland, right? Can you shout me out, Tiffany? Hi, Tiffany. Welcome. Great to see you here. And Mia Alina says, my name is Mia. Please say hi. Hi, Mia. Great that you're here. Tiffany, please say you got it. Good Time 711 says, thank you. Peyton says, yeah, that's me. Southpaw, I watch a streamer who just started wearing glasses. Now I can see her ring light and I need to introduce her to your lighting. Yeah, you know where I got this lighting from? We got it from Temu. It was like a whole studio for $100. I did a video on it. You should go back and watch it. Shay Kelly says, hi, Tiffany. Thank you. You're more than welcome, Tiffany. Appreciate you. Mr. Troll is just love hanging out and sending fun stuff over. Mia Lena says, thank you. And Tiffany Eden says, you're so nice. Yeah, I've been around a long time. So, and I have, I like to joke around. I have a sense of humor. And, you can't take things too serious. Hey Kelly, can you shout my cousin out of Fullerton? Cousin Fullerton, shout out. Fish Sticks, yes, maybe you are familiar with astral projection and Carl Jung. I wish you well on your journey. Thank you very much. Yes, of course. All those things. I don't do any of it, but I'm familiar, of course, with Carl Jung. And, of course, I'm familiar with astral projection. Southpaw says, only $100 nice. Southpaw, I know you're trolling me, but it's a polite thing to say thank you. So, yes, the gesture is very nice. $100 gesture, very sweet. Ryan G. Thomas, Jesus loves you. Turn from your sin. Trust him as your Lord and Savior. I have no problem with that. So Nagi edits at 100 point. Thank you very much. Mr. Troll, can you shout me out? Mr. Troll, of course. I've been shouting you out all day. Greta Tirana says, you're so beautiful. Thank you very much for the compliment. Tiffany Eaton says, okay. Trailer Swift. I'm sorry, jazz musicians. Southpaws, the $100 comment was on your studio setup. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I would probably spend about $125 delivery, but that was back before the imports got a little too pricey, but it's not a big deal. And since I did work on imports and exports for 30 or 40 years, these things happen. And duty's always been a part of the trade industry, by the way. Patrick Bateman says, I drink coffee and take 2 nicotine all day. I haven't been able to ask. Okay. Mr. Troll says, hi, hello. We're just hanging out doing Q&A. And because I have my outline. It's easy for me to get back on track, okay? And you guys are so good. I'm still on my welcome page. Can you believe that? So yeah, we're just talking about burnout, frustration. It's a real thing. I know that. Thank you very much for the likes and the happy faces. You know, I have to say that burnout and frustration with creating content is a real thing, and it's really healthy to step away when it's needed. I remember, thank you for the hearts. I remember when I first started, I was in, that I told you I bought that new course and there was coaching, and they were like, you need to be omnipresent. You need to show up 3 or 4 times a day, blah, 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 in order to grow your channel. And at 55, I knew that that was not possible for me. I knew that if I had continued, if I went down that road, I'd burn myself out and I wasn't going to be around for very long. So I did what was right for Lisa. And I did 1 video per day for 1 year. And if you're not exactly sure how to stay consistent or you're struggling, post 1 video a day, even if it's just short content, and try doing it for 1 solid year. I will bet that a lot of crazy and amazing things will happen to your channel. Number 1, within 6 months, I had a brand reach out to me and ask me to promote the product. So I started doing UGC. And then at about a year or 2, I got my TikTok channel monetized. And then I continued on to do YouTube. Made a commitment and said by the end of the year, by the end of next year, I'm going to get my YouTube channel monetized. Because if I knew how to do one, I knew how to do the next one. And I got that monetized. And within all of that, brand reach continued to happen. So I started creating brand UGC content. Well, then suddenly I got into the Amazon influencer program, which is basically you promote products that you have around your house, you post the videos, people watch them. When people watch them and buy from you that day or buy that day, they're cookie to you for the whole day. And if they're buying from Amazon, you get a commission. Is the commission huge? No. But guess what? It adds up. So $100 here, bing, you chip that off. Now I do TikTok shop. $100 a month there, bing, you chip that off. Then you do, TikTok viewing, $100 over there, bing, you chip that off. And then you do the YouTube, $100 there. Next thing you know, you got like $400 coming in on the month, and it makes life a little bit more simple. Makes things a little bit more easier. And guys, I'm not going to put out big, huge numbers. I'm just going to say, gee whiz, golly gee. Wouldn't like an extra $400 help you out at the end of the day? Just a simple little $400, maybe $50. Maybe that'll help pay a bill. Maybe that'll help with the groceries. Maybe that'll help fill your tank up with gas. These are things that I do that I really appreciate in life. I appreciate doing this and connecting with people. When I finish live, I leave here, I'm so fulfilled. I feel like I really accomplished something. I'm going to finish the year. I did 70 lives on TikTok. That's huge for me. That's big. And on YouTube, I've accomplished much, 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 much more in this past year. And every year I grow just a little bit. And it doesn't have to be mass numbers. You don't have to show up with big this and that and everything else. Just be grateful for the growth. Be grateful for being here another year. Be grateful for community. Peyton's here. I'm grateful for him. I'm happy that he's here with me today. Why does Dr. Pepper come in bottles? I don't know. Can I get subs? I can't get subs. How I do it? You have to ask for a follow. If you just want subs, that's all you want to do. Let's just say this year you want to focus on getting subs, right? Then I would say this. Take this however you want. I'm going to tell you how I did it. I did short form content first. Asked people to follow me. But I delivered some value every single day. And because I delivered value and I either provided information, knowledge, or entertainment, people liked it. I would always say follow for more. Okay? Or subscribe for more. Very simple. Follow for more. Subscribe for more. Okay? And that's how people will respond, by following you. But they're also going to expect you to show up too. So you want to make sure and do that. Okay. Hey, Lisa. And then have you thought about just interacting with those who comment rather than coming up with the content? It's really good to come in with something to talk about because it's the intention. Why are you showing up? You know, I love engaging with an audience, but I also want to have at least something to kick off with. That's me. I feel more comfortable with that. Okay. So thanks, Southpaw. Mr. Troll says simple for hundreds. Love BLT 9000. Oh, again, this tea's really getting to me. BBG, how you doing? Mr. Troll says simple. I love BLT BBC. Mr. Troll, that's my medical bill right now. 400s. I just closed out a medical bill of 350. Yeah. That's how I paid it. It sucks. I had a medical bill, and here's how it went. A little bit of this came in, a little bit of that came in, and guess what? I was able to pay the medical bill at $350. So hopefully next month, the little bit of this and a little bit of that, maybe I'll be able to, go out for lunch and go to Disneyland or something, Hey, can someone answers why Dr. Pepper comes in bottles? Dr. Pepper doesn't come in bottles. It does, but it also comes in cans. Don't forget, I work at Target, so I fill orders, and they have 12 packs, and then they also have 10 packs. And so Mr. Troll says, "Air, I'm gone." Bye, Mr. Troll. Rider guys 6883 because guys. Moa says 100. Thank you. It's a gift. Thank you. Appreciate you. Mr. Troll sending little hearts. Thank you, Mr. Troll. I'll see you again. Okay. If you leave, I'll see you again. Rider Geese. I hope I'm saying that right. 6883. I have the answer to the Dr. Pepper. Okay. Rider Geese says because his wife, Mr. comes in bottles because he can't come with her. Okay. I don't get it. Oh, okay. You guys are cochinos. And let me know if you know what that means. I may have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. Okay. Hi, Ultimate Gamer. Hello, Jose. Muhammad wants to know probably wants to know how old I am. I just turned 60. Yeah, this is my 60th year. On this planet. Joseph says hi. Muhammad Play 3 says work. Okay, he's work nice. Joseph says I do. Aubrey says he's probably laughing at about the joke. It's all good. And Joseph, I do. That's a good. It is a funny joke. It's cute. It's very sophomoric. Thank you for the floating heart. Crochet Crazy says hi. Paige says hi. Joseph says, are you? My sons like to drink whiskey, smoke cigars, and talk with friends around a ring of fire. I'm thinking about streaming while they do that. Yeah, do that. And I'm not sure if they intend on interacting with the comments or not. You know what? It's up to you. That's it. Here's what you just want to do. Show up. Turn the camera on. Hang out. You know, I did that. I would go live over on TikTok and turn it on, and I would have an outdoor campfire on, you know, like my patio. And I have a chimenea, and I would put it on with a little bit of music in the background, and people would hang out. No comments were made, just hanging out. That was it. Do you speak Spanish? Because I don't speak Spanish. I speak high school Spanish. I took 2 years, to be honest with you. And it's not very good. And I grew up in Los Angeles, but I grew up in East LA, so I speak Spanglish. And I can say that because I'm Mexican American. And yeah, so I did that. But now I'm able to hang out and have a conversation, answer questions. Trolls don't bother me. You have to have a sense of humor, and you have to have a little bit of thick skin as well. And so you just get used to it, and you take it from there. So Joseph82 says, oh, and Joseph82 says, nice. Yes, Joseph. Say it again. Joseph says, say it again. Oh, and nice. Okay, I just said it again. And so, yeah, so just show up, you know, and do that and have fun. And then I didn't even turn the camera on me when I was doing those videos. My wife has joined me. Can you do a shout out to her? Her name. Hi, Angela. Welcome. Nice to see you here. So, look, I am so glad that you guys showed up today. I had such a good time. We went on for an hour together. And sometimes I've been here longer. And I want to thank you very much for the super chats. For those who sent the super chat, I appreciate you so much. It's amazing. You might actually cross me over the threshold to get my $100. Did you guys know you have to get $100 minimum in order to qualify for AdSense? Not won't qualify, but to get paid. If you fall in that, then what they do is they just keep adding it up. And in order to collect, you have to get the $100 threshold, and then you get AdSense. Thank you for the shout out. Absolutely, Southpaw. I had a lot of fun with you being here today, by the way. So, and it was really nice meeting you too. And I hope to see you again. And until then, I'll see you in another 3 days, maybe 2 days. I'm going to be here on Monday. Oh no, I'm going to be at the other place on Monday. Every Monday I show up on TikTok at 4 o'clock Pacific time, and I do a facial. I'm going to do it anyway, so why not just do it live, right? And also promote the product. Thank you, Southpaw. I'll see you again. Angela, thank you for joining. Maybe you'll join in the next time. And until then, everybody, I look forward to seeing you on the next live stream. Have an incredible Saturday night. Stay safe. Bye, everybody.